In 2014, a crack toy fixer was banished from the forums for talking about repairing vintage toys. Undeterred, this man promptly set up his own YouTube channel located in the Somerset Underground. Today, still wanted by hardcore Star Wars collectors, he survives as a maverick toy restorer. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find him, maybe Toy Polloi can help you. Welcome to Toy Polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from Toy Polloi. Now recently I received a box of donations from Bruce Allen full of Action Man bits and bobs, and one of the things that was in that box was the Action Man assault craft that you can see in front of me. Now I was planning to restore this toy and get it working, but actually it turns out there's very little to do on it. So today we're just going to do a little bit of a cleanup, and then we're going to take this out into the real world and see how it works. So first up, let's take a closer look at the assault craft and what you should have to complete this vehicle. So first up, obviously you have the boat part itself. So if we just have a quick look at that, this is made out of quite a sort of sturdy plastic, and is really going to take some battering, which is ideal for an Action Man toy because these toys were really sort of meant to be played with. It has a little bit of plastic on the back, which obviously is to stop the water going into sort of the main section of the boat, and that is glued in place. As you can see, this one is a little bit on the dirty side, but not really that much can go wrong with it. It has a bit at the front where some string should be attached. That is missing, so we will replace that. And if we turn it over, you can see the bottom of it is fairly scratched, which is, to be honest, is what I would expect for a toy like this, because it won't just have been played with on water. It would have been dragged about all across the ground, and these are the sort of scratches that I would imagine that you would get on it. It also comes with two oars. Now the box that I was sent only had one of these, but I did actually happen to have another one in my spares box. So we have the two oars, both sort of with yellow tips and these sort of yellow handles. And then of course it has an outboard motor. Now with Action Man stuff, quite often these things just work, and even after all these years, when I took this one sort of apart and had a look inside, it's got very clean contacts in there. And if I put a battery in the right way round, which is, which way we're going, it needs to go that way round, and we'll put the top of the case on. The way this motor works is there's a little sort of switch hidden under there. Well, it's not really a switch, it's just two bits of metal touching together. So you clip this on the back of the boat, and when you fold this down, it pushes on the switch and starts the motor up. Now I have had this going already a few times. It just needs a little bit of a start, as you can see there. And it runs really smoothly. So considering this toy is 40 years old, I'm amazed that it works so well. But before we get this out and have a go with it, I think I will just give it a good clean, because it's been stuck in a loft or somewhere for a very long time and is dirty. So let's give it a good clean, and then we can add some string to the front of it, and we'll see how this actually works and how well it works on water. A quick wash and dry later, and the assault craft is starting to look quite nice. It really was just lots of dust and sort of debris left in this from it being stored for so many years. The underside still looks the same, it's still quite scratched. I could put a bit of sort of plastic restorer on that, but as we're going to put this straight into some water, I don't really see the point, and I think it probably will just wash off. So for the moment we're just going to leave this as is. Now I'm actually going to test this out on a little river, so I want to have some way of getting it back in case it gets lost. Now the original toy had a bit of yellow string that was tied around these two prongs on the front, but obviously that string has gone missing. Now I've had a quick look on eBay, and there are people selling what they class as Action Man yellow string for quite a lot of money for small pieces, but if you search around you can find other string that is just as good, and I've picked up this stuff, which is, as you can see, quite a nice yellow string. This is some 2.5mm diameter string, and I think there's 10 meters in here. It only cost about £2.50, so this is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to actually leave it this long. The original bit of string would have only been about 1 metre long, but as I'm going to be doing this out on a river, I want to be able to sort of let it go quite a long way and see what happens, but I don't want to lose it. So I think 10 meters should be enough for me to sort of let it out and then sort of easily get the toy back. So we're just going to tie this bit of string onto these front prongs here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that at the moment, just sort of a simple sort of tie around should do, but that will be all that's needed so that I don't lose it. And of course, once we're out on the water, we will attach this little outboard motor. You can see that just clips neatly on the back there, and you can, for sort of storage, keep it up like that, and then once we get going we push it down. So let's get this out on the water and we'll see how well it works and see how much fun it is as well. I'm now back at Toy Polloi and I've dried off after a very fun day. I want to say a big thank you to Harry and Georgia who helped me do the filming down on the river that's at the bottom of their garden. We did have a really good time sort of checking out the boat, getting it all working, getting it sort of going up and down the river. And it did work really nicely for a few minutes. I have to say, after that the motor seemed to give up. Now I've got the motor home again and you can see it does still work, it's still going around. It's just a little bit stiff there. I'm not quite sure what happened while we were filming. It just sort of gave up. So all of the shots that you saw there were basically Harry and Georgia pulling the boat along while I did some filming. So it did work, but not as well as I'd hoped. So not really sure what's going on with that. It just seems that once you get a little bit of water in the propeller end, it doesn't seem to work quite as well as it should. But it's still a great fun toy. The boat is incredibly buoyant, so you couldn't sink it. And even when you get water inside it, it still carries on floating. So it's a very nice toy and really good fun to sort of get out there on the river and have a sort of play with it. So again, a big thank you to Harry and Georgia for helping me do the filming, and also a big thank you to Bruce Allen, who very kindly sent in this boat along with some other bits that you'll be seeing in future videos. Now I hope this has all been of interest to you, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Toy Polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow Toy Polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.